Hi, this is Marcia. Join me today as we look at the renovation of an Orlando townhouse that we worked on with a group of teens. Here's a first look at the townhouse that we'll be working on. It's a 2-story, 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. Walking up, we can see right away a few things that need to be done, including removing that potted plant and that dead tree there to the left. Stepping into the unit, we can get a look at what needs to be done. Someone already started trying to renovate this unit. They installed new carpet, and that's covered with plastic, which is great. They started painting the walls, and they also started installing new tile. You can see they didn't finish the tile work. They also didn't grout it. Also, this particular tile doesn't go with the look that we'll want for the final project. The wall here at the entry had some drywall work done, but it wasn't completed well. And there are several finishing items that need to be done, including paint and fixing some door frames and doors that are missing. There's a nice dinette here, but again, the paint choices are questionable, so we'll need to take a look at that and address it. The kitchen itself has had some great modifications done. The color choice in here is nice. There's adequate lighting. The appliances look new. There's great granite countertops, which will save us money. There's some work to be done here in terms of sprucing it up, but the cabinetry also looks brand new, so we can definitely reuse that. We'll just add some handles to it. The sink and the faucet are outdated, and there's definitely some cabinetry or something missing there. And some work to be done here with drywall and just making sure that the electrical is okay. That seems to be working. So this kitchen just needs a good sprucing up. Heading over to the living and dining room, we can see that the unfinished tile continues throughout here, and it takes up the entire span of the room. We can also see there are a lot of supplies left over from the person who was doing the renovation previously, so this should save us a lot of money in materials. Some more drywall work to be done here, but that should be easy. So let's head up and take a look at the rest of the space. A bright color like this can look great in pictures, but in person it's kind of overwhelming right now. The problem is that these ceilings are so high that it's just not going to be possible for us to repaint the wall completely to a neutral color. We got lucky with the carpet here because it has been covered up and protected well, so we'll definitely be able to reuse that. When we get to the landing at the top of the stairs here, you'll see that there's a space that is totally unused. We'll turn that into something great later on. We can also take a look at the 2 bedrooms that are here. First, we'll take a look at the master. It has carpet, it has an open bathroom area that's missing a mirror, and there's that orange bucket, which turns out that orange bucket is there to catch rainwater because there's a huge hole in the roof. So we definitely need to add a new roof into this property and factor that into our expenses. Here's the open vanity. It's new and looks great. It's just missing a mirror. The closet's a walk-in closet, which is fantastic. Now let's take a quick look at the bathroom. Needs a new light fixture there, but the tile seems to be in great condition inside the shower. Moving on from here, let's go take a look at the 2nd bedroom. Doesn't look like there's so much that we have to do here. Just a little touch-up paint, some staging, and this bedroom should look great. It's got a really big walk-in closet, and then it has an ensuite bathroom. The bathroom definitely needs some updating. That tile looks really dated, so does the vanity. But again, the shower tile looks to be in great condition, so that'll be a great savings. Now let's take a look outside. Looks like there's a water view there, but we're blocked by a tree and some shrubbery, so we definitely want to remove that tree that's there. The back porch needs a good cleaning. And there's also some siding damage out there that we'll need to address. Here's one last look at that entry wall, showing that drywall that's there is really just bumpy and not great looking. We'll definitely want to work on making this area look better. And as a last look at the outside, here you can see what terrible shape the roof is in. We definitely need to install a new roof and a new gutter along the back of this property. And here's our amazing renovation team. I was so happy to get these teens in here and working. They got started right away on the outside, and you can see that they transformed the place just by adding a few potted plants and some mulch to the area. For the flooring, we decided to use luxury vinyl plank. We brought in lots of boxes to get ready for the project, and good thing we had help from Strong Eric. The way this luxury vinyl plank works is that it's a click and lock system. You can see here one of the planks. It has a tongue side on the top and a groove side on the bottom, and you'll set it up this way unidirectionally. You take the groove side and you'll simply place the wood at a 45-degree angle and snap it into place. You'll know it's done when that surface in between them is nice and smooth. The kids themselves got to work doing this, and they were really vigilant about making sure that the seams were smooth, and they would hammer in as necessary to make sure that all the pieces were clicking and locking properly. It was amazing to see how quickly they learned the technique, how well they installed the flooring, and how efficiently they completed the entire downstairs of this unit in just one day.
So what have you been working on during this project?
I've been working on the flooring with the nice man Will over there.
And what has been your favorite part of the entire project?
For sure the flooring. It's very fun.
And why do you like it?
I like how the pieces fit together. Very simple.
So what have you been working on during this project?
I've been working on the tile.
And what has been your favorite part of the entire townhouse project?
Probably the tile, because that's the only thing I did.
But you've mastered it. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For the renovation of the kitchen, we wanted to make adding a backsplash easier, so we used this adhesive tile mat that goes right up against the wall, and then you just peel the top of it off and you can stick the actual tile pieces to it. You'll press the tile pieces onto it, and that is all you need to get the backsplash in place. All it takes is making sure that the tile is aligned nice and straight along the bottom edge, because the top edge is easier to cut since you won't see that part when you're standing normally at the kitchen. These glass tiles were cut as needed to create a straight edge on the left and right side. You'll see here some fingers way too close to the saw blade. Luckily, we escaped injury, and Colton was able to start adding the grout to the backsplash tile. We started off by using the rubber edge of the tool to push the grout into the spaces between the tile, but it became difficult, so at a certain point we just started using our fingers. After that, you use a sponge to wipe off the excess grout.
So Colton, what have you been working on during this project?
I've been working on the tile portion.
I gotta do something with the door.
And what has been your favorite part of the entire project?
Probably doing the tile.
Donnie made sure to clean any existing film off the tops of the tiles that were already grouted while we continued work on the other side. Meanwhile, Garrett got the pulls onto all of the cabinets. He used a template and made sure that the pulls were aligned and symmetrical. The kitchen really turned out great thanks to these guys. We also turned our attention to the entry wall, which just looked really dark, and the drywall didn't look good because it was mismatched paint, it was a little bit bumpy, so we decided that we were going to create a better entry by adding some wallpaper. We used peel and stick wallpaper for this space. and you can see how much it changed. This dinette really needed to be repainted, so that was done right away. In addition, other parts of the unit needed to be touched up in order to make a big difference and freshen the place up. At the top of the stairs, we had this unused space that we thought would be great as a study nook. So the girls took some unused flooring from an old project, made sure it was nice and level, and set it into place.
So what have you guys been working on during this project?
Right now we're doing the offset wall.
Nice.
And I did some paint touch-ups this morning.
Good. What did you do?
I painted the kitchen and I'm doing the offset wall now.
What has been your favorite part of this experience?
Probably getting to be with Lizzie and all my friends. Same, yeah. And I like painting, so I like doing the kitchen.
Here's a closer look at how the wall came together. Lizzie would run a bead of liquid nails along the back of the wooden plank. This gave extra security to the wall. Christina would then take this piece, making sure that it's in the correct orientation because you have a tongue side on the top and a groove side on the bottom. They'd put this at a 45-degree angle to make sure that the tongue and groove came together and fit properly. Once this was in place, they'd press it down to secure the liquid nails along the back. They'd also use a wedge in order to make sure that the seal and connection was tight between the planks of wood, top and bottom. Additional security was given to the wall by using a nail gun and putting everything into place. The wall came out great. The girls did an amazing job. Shelves were added to complete the space. In addition to the wallpaper and kitchen work they'd already done, Griffin and Garrett helped outside as well.
So what have you guys worked on in the townhouse?
We pulled up a tree just now.
The wallpaper and backsplash and stuff.
I put some handles in the kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part of the entire experience?
Winning the war against the tree was
Yeah.
difficult.
And which tree is that?
This one.
Whoa, he had some deep roots.
Yeah. But you just got it out.
Their work really paid off and gave us an amazing view to showcase. Donnie had a hand in almost all of the projects, and he summed up the experience.
So can you tell me a little bit about this experience?
Well, it's pretty much just flipping a house to make it from a very kind of like really dirty, just not very worked on house to a very clean and a very tidy place to live and a loving home, hopefully one day.
Oh, that's so sweet. What was your favorite part of the experience?
I'd have to say just working with everyone and just being around a great group of people and knowing that we have one ultimate goal at the end of the day, and it just pushes you to work much harder than you already do.
Some light staging was done to help the townhouse start to feel like a home. Now let's take a look at how it turned out. We'll stop here to remind you what this entry looked like before. It was dark and uninviting. Now, look at the difference. Remember what this living room looked like before? Now we can really market this as having a beautiful waterfront view. The kitchen transformation was definitely one of my favorites. Adding open shelving solved the problem of not being able to find a cabinet to fit the space, and the backsplash looks amazing. Remember this wasted space at the top of the stairs? Look at it now. The bedrooms came to life just by adding some staging materials. In this bathroom, we changed the vanity, added flooring, and a new toilet, as well as a new light. We went out to lunch to celebrate the end of a job well done, and we placed the property on the market. We immediately, within days, had a full price offer. Hey guys, so we've run into a problem with the sale of the house. Turns out that when the house was built, it was built with polybutylene pipes. And what these are is a type of piping that's no longer used, and insurance companies won't insure the houses with polybutylene, or if they do, they'll charge a really high premium. I wasn't expecting for us to run into this problem, but problems happen in almost every transaction. It's just a matter of learning how to deal with it and get past it. Unfortunately, at the very beginning, I didn't deal with it and get past it very well. The other agent sent me an email request that was just basically an open check for them to have a quote on any price it would take to repipe the entire property, and they wanted us to agree to give that as a credit no matter what price it was. And of course I couldn't agree to that, so we ended up canceling the contract. What I did after that was then I started getting in touch with my plumbers, people that I knew who would give a fair price and a price that was not going to break the bank. I also contacted insurance companies to see if I could get insurance quotes with the polybutylene pipes so that the buyers would know what they were facing in terms of that. It was not an easy road, and the other agent and I were not getting along. The buyers threatened to cancel, and so I told them to go ahead and do it. We own the asset, and I wasn't afraid of losing them as buyers because I could sell the house to someone else. I didn't like what they were asking for or the way they were going about asking for it. As emails went back and forth, I continued to get in touch with plumbers and insurance companies, and I was able to get a great quote from a plumber at half the price of the larger companies. We were able to get the buyers to accept our quote on the repipe. We offered to give them a credit at closing so that we wouldn't have to pay for any of the repairs ourselves. It worked, and we were under contract again. Here's a look at the final numbers. Let's remember where we started. Originally, the purchase price was $140,000 with closing costs of $1,500. This made our total purchase price $141,500. We sold the property for $192,800. Our repair cost in the project was $14,000. This includes the cost of a brand new roof. Our closing costs, which includes commissions, stamps on the deed, charges that the state and the title company charge, and also included the credit that we gave the buyer for the plumbing and the new water heater, totaled up to $14,900. Putting this all together, we see that the money that we received from the sale was $163,900. We subtract from that our total purchase price of $141,500, and that shows our net profit of $22,400 for this project. It was a great renovation. I hope the teens enjoyed it as much as I did, and I look forward to the next one. Follow us on YouTube or on my webpage to view more renovation and flip videos, or to download tutorials and information on how to take care of some of these projects on your own. Thanks.